Yeah, we're on it. We're on it. We're on it. All right, there we go.
annoying. But
Thank.
yeah.
You
Oh,
good?
sure, yeah.
You good? You good? This is how we're gonna start. Thank you very much for coming, Mom. Thank you very much for coming.
Mosu,
Mom, did I say Mom? Ma'am, thank you very much for coming.
my pleasure.
No, it's a pleasure to have you here, and I love your classes, by the way.
Oh, I'm wearing these. Is it started?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm wearing these because I have an eye infection. I'm sorry.
No, it's looking nice. It's
Yeah,
looking gangster.
you look great. I've got something very similar too. I don't have one, but I can
Oh
definitely
wow.
go. That's
Ooh,
cool.
now we look.
Serena, thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Parakram, it's a pleasure to have you over.
Always a pleasure being here, even though it's my first.
I love you, man. We got issues last time, but we
Yeah,
definitely love
technical
you.
issues, yeah.
And looking at things, let me take off the glasses now. Looking at things, no, it's a pleasure to have all of you guys here. And
Likewise.
I followed you on TikTok. I followed the whole family. It feels like it feels like I know the whole family. Thanks to you.
Yes. Yes.
I'm being very honest. It
Yes.
feels like I know the whole family. I've heard you sing to majority of the songs, sing along
As a lip sync all the songs.
on majority of the songs. It's a pleasure. First of all, let's get started. How did you get started with TikTok? Let's start with that.
With TikTok, I came back to Nepal after so many years,
Yeah.
and it was the lockdown. And I joined TikTok 1-2 months back, but I wasn't active. So I was like, I think this is the best time to, like, kill your boredom. So I started doing TikTok, and it just started going like viral and just started like exploding. So I was like, oh my god, I think I'll keep doing this. It's so much fun. And yeah, I never stopped after.
You okay with him doing TikTok at home?
Of course, so much fun. The whole family is so excited whenever he shoots.
Yeah.
How does it go though? What goes in your mind when he just comes up and he goes like, "This is what's going on. This is
Oh,
how
a lot
it's
of
going
stress.
Yeah.
for the viewers, it's only 30 seconds, but for us, at least we shoot for 2 hours. At least when it comes to me.
on?" Yeah.
Yeah.
Because with that singing and lip singing, we have to know the
And the
lyrics, the
angles.
angles, and he's a perfectionist.
Yeah.
And he's like very strict, a perfectionist, and he wants it just like too many shots, reshots. and-
Yeah, I want it to look the best.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a professional, but I try to do it as much as I can. And I'm just like, reshot, reshot. I'm strict on everyone because I can do it in one go, even though I'm not good at it. But so I just like, I'm very strict on my family. I'm like, come on, one more. And then,
No, that's really good. I'm super excited. Sunaina, I'm super excited to have you over. 3 different. Okay, again, I was talking to my team and I was just like, okay, mom's mom, and then Sunaina, you're complete now. You're into something completely different from a few years back, and Parakram, you're doing your own thing.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking, all right, when we are gonna have a conversation, the topics or whatever we talk about is gonna be so different from individual to individual. So I don't know. Let's get started. I just want to go ahead and talk a little bit about you coming back to Kathmandu right now. How long has it been, and what were you busy with?
So last year in 2020, I was visiting for a month, but because of lockdown, I was here for the entire year. So the entire year, I taught a lot of classes, my family, and a lot of people outside. I used social media as marketing with the help of my brother and mother, and I was busy teaching lots of classes. I think I took like almost 80 classes, taught 200 plus 2 people. So I was busy with that.
Yeah.
But right now, I came for a yatra, a pilgrimage with Sadhguru. We went to visit Kailash Mansarovar. So I just took 10 days off and I'm with family.
That's awesome. What exactly is classic? Is it called classical
Classical.
Hatha Yoga, right?
Yes, classical Hatha Yoga.
Can you just make everybody understand what that is?
So basically, yoga is like in different forms. You can use your body, you can use your life energies, you can use mantras, you can use mudras. So Hatha Yoga is using your body. You're using your body and getting it into different postures, and which will help alter your perception. You're basically channelizing your life energies into different postures. So that's what Hatha Yoga is. You're using your life energies. Your body.
Hath maneko kyo?
So Ha means, so basically in yoga we're looking at the right and the left,
Yeah.
the masculine and the feminine. So Hatha Yoga is you're balancing the Ida and the Pingala, which is the masculine and the feminine, which every human being has. We're not looking at it as sex, like male, female, but as a quality. So the whole idea is to activate both the the logical and the intuition side of you. The intuition is the feminine, the masculine is the the logical is the masculine.
And where did you learn?
So I learned it in South India at Sadhguru's foundation called the Isha Foundation. So the Isha Foundation has something known as the Hatha Yoga School. It's a 21-week program, 5 months. So it's a very intense program actually, and
apparently you don't get any days off or something like that, right?
we get no days off, and we're doing 8 hours of yoga every day, plus like a lot of studying and a lot of videos and different food programs. I mean, classes and about anatomy and all different stuff like that. It's an amazing program.
5 months.
Yeah, 5 months. It's very life altering because your entire system completely changes because the amount of discipline that's required. There's no other choice but for your body, mind, emotions, and energies to just get so vibrant and more balanced, and it's pretty explosive.
Ma'am, did you ever think that she'd be talking like this? I remember the party, Sunaina.
Yes. We used to party together. And
oh man,
that's funny.
when you think about it, a few things happen in your life and your life changes.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I didn't expect it myself. I was seeking for something more. I was, quite I was working, and then Friday nights going out, saving money, traveling. That was happening, but I was like, what more? And do I always have to depend on an external factor to get me drunk or stoned or high? These are my questions.
Yeah.
So I think I got a lot of those answers while investing on myself in those 5 months.
Yeah. What do you think about it, Mom?
I'm very proud of her for what she's, where she is at right now. And because, as I said, a completely change from what she was. She was like, loved going out, loved being with friends. And one
I
fine
still
day,
do.
of course, but it was a different thing, like every night going out, having fun, which
Yeah,
everyone does.
Yeah, lacking
like us,
discipline.
Yeah, normal thing. Yes,
Yeah.
lacking discipline also. But then one fine day, she just, I think, read an article on Sadhguru, and then she wanted to go and do this Hatha Yoga program, and she told us about it, and we were like, okay, go ahead. But we didn't know what, change. We didn't know that she'd changed so much.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt her whole DNA changed after she came back doing that
Yeah.
program.
Yeah. How was it back in 2003 when you moved to India and you got your course done? How was it back then, though?
Oh, that was like when the kids went to boarding school in India.
Yeah.
That's when I decided, I must do something. So that's when I went to Mumbai to do a course on makeup.
Yeah.
And that time there was nothing called a makeup artist in Nepal.
Yeah.
There were beauticians with beauty parlors, but makeup artist was something very different. So did this course for like around 21 days, came back and then started this.
That was back in 2003
years back.
When I think about it,
Right.
right? And then you were part of Lakme and you were part of so many
Yes.
different things, right? So just going back to that, when you look at your daughter, at the moment, she went through a lot at the moment as well. She went through again. We talked about how long was it? 5 months.
5 months.
5 month course as well, right? How long was yours when you were working on the makeup course?
It was just 21 days.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. They teach us everything. It was a 21 to actually a month sort of thing.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
had to do little practical stuff and all that.
Yeah.
But 21 days.
How was it? Again, I'm jumping from one thing to the other. How was it back in the day in 2003 when you came back to Nepal? What was the scene like?
I mean, for me, I was very like, how do I tell people that I'm a makeup artist? Because as I said, the social media was not
Yeah.
very strong that time. So I used to wonder, what do I do? How do I go about it? And that's when, people, Himalayan Times, and a lot of people interviewed me, Kantipur
Kantipur,
TV.
yeah.
And it reached out to a certain people, but I got covered when I was chosen to do the Miss Nepal in 2003,
Yeah.
to do the makeup.
Yeah.
I think you were there too.
2003, no.
Okay,
I just passed out. I
Oh,
was
is
sti-
it? Okay.
You were a kid then.
I'm still, I'm in the beginning of my 30s.
Sorry. I'm moving around.
What's up, man?
What's up?
See, these are, like I said earlier, right? We're going to be talking about so
Different
many
things.
different things, right? Man,
Fun.
it's so happy to see, Parakram. I'm going to be very honest. Every time I look at anything that you do, all right, anything on social media, that's how we know each other, right? Anything that you do, it brings so much energy, so much positivity. And that is so important right now, especially trying times like now,
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for doing everything that you do.
Thank you for thinking that way.
Being very honest, man, you are free.
Yeah.
You know?
Thanks to my family members who let me be free, I guess.
A lot
I
of
can be
people are
myself.
not free. I'm not just talking
Yeah.
about your sexual orientation. I'm just talking about you in general. You are free, brother. Every time I look at your social media, it feels like you're free. You're doing things that you want to do, things that you want to pursue. That is so important in everybody's lives. But we get so consumed with living that we forget to live.
True.
And every time I look at anything that you're doing, I'm super excited and super happy. How do you do everything that you do?
I asked that to myself too, but I don't know. I think I have learned to be myself, and the fact that I'm being accepted and loved for just being myself, and the people in Nepal and India loving me
Yeah.
for the person I am, that has just built the confidence in me to just be myself. I was more stuck up before, my Instagram days pre-COVID was more me being proper, dressed up well, looking smart, and that's about all. But when I came to Nepal and I started exploring TikTok, where you can just be yourself and fun, and YouTube, where you can be yourself, you can be more personal, and just to get the validation from people, that's when I was like, okay, people won't judge me for who I am. Like, I think they love me for who I am, and that's when I could become more and more of myself.
Yeah.
Really.
When did you come out?
I came out in 2010.
2011.
11, yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
Mom, what happened? You went and told your mom, or how did it work out? If you can talk about this.
Yeah, so trigger warning to those who get triggered. Basically, I was in a bad mood. I was just upset and crying over something, and in that mood, I was like, my parents deserve to know. And I was thinking about it anyways for a while. So I went on BBM, BBM Messenger.
Yeah.
What is that? Blackberry.
Blackberry. It was a Blackberry.
Forgot
days.
about that. Forgot about that.
It's been a while. It's been a minute. And then I messaged. I didn't have the guts to speak, so I just messaged it all out. And they were very supportive. You want to add anything?
Of course, we were very supportive because we like to support our kids for what they do. She's in the spiritual path. He's,
Completely opposite fashion.
And whatever his gender is, we support him for full. My husband and myself.
My orientation.
Sorry, orientation. We don't know. I don't know those words.
That's fine.
A lot of people still can't talk to their parents about it.
True.
I'm sure a lot of people who are watching right now cannot talk to their parents about almost forget about sexual orientation. Just going ahead and talking to their parents about, I don't know, smallest of things. They just can't do it sometimes, So what's up?
She's got a laughing fit.
That's perfect.
Like I said, I don't know the right terms.
It's completely fine. It's
Fine.
completely fine. A lot of people can do it. What do you want to say to those kind of people? Those people who just cannot express themselves at the moment, especially to their parents.
When it has to do with anything?
Yeah.
I think, we, as society in our part of the world, we aren't too expressive in many ways. We aren't too frank and forthright.
Yeah.
We keep things from our parents, family members. Even I'm like that. However cool you are, and you are dad, I don't tell them much because I'm like, okay, you're my parents. You are maybe my like friends to me, but by the end of it, you're still my parents. So I keep my personal life, everything away from them.
That's fair enough.
So I think that's something which is in the culture, but it shouldn't be to a level where it's unhealthy, where you can't express yourself to people. It's fine if you can't speak to your family members. I think go speak to your friends and just have someone to speak to. That is important.
That is so important, right?
Yeah.
Sunaina, what's your take on this? Having somebody that you can talk to, that you can express yourself to.
I think that's very important. I think it's important to just be who you truly are and be able to show that to the world or just live like that.
Yeah.
It could be anything. Even in for me, doing what I'm doing at my age or, being accepted. Initially, I was also quite what will people think? And, lots of questions. I've been on the path for 6 years now, but there's so many questions and, misunderstandings and accusations. And I think initially it's frustrating, but after some time, I think if you're true to yourself and if you know what you're doing, and you're sincerely working towards it, or you're free within yourself, like you said before, I think it's just a matter of time till people also feel that,
Yeah.
Because I think essentially every human being wants to just be themselves. Because of social norms and all these impressions, we're just so stuck and there's so much division. So I think that needs to change.
When you're growing up as well, that's so important, right? When you're growing up, your parents have to give you certain values, set certain guidelines. That's so important, right?
Yes.
When kids are growing up, what's your take on this? How did you support your kids when they were growing up, Mom?
Well, they follow the culture of the family culture, and we always taught them how to respect their elders, and that's about it.
I think our parents always, they give us freedom. They never enforced
That we
things
did.
on us.
Yeah.
They never said you have to do this in your life or you have to be a doctor
Be themselves.
and
You
stuff.
always let them be
They said
themselves.
find your own path.
Yeah.
So that I think gave a lot of freedom to both Parakram and I.
A lot can do it. A lot of parents or a lot of people who are watching us right now at the moment or listening to us at the moment, a lot of parents can do that.
I know.
Because of the society or because of the culture.
But I think they're changing right now.
Uh-huh.
After seeing people like Parakram and a lot of people who are helping other kids to come out of their closet and all.
Yeah.
I think people's mindsets are changing.
But I think it's also personally parents. Like my parents are both very comfortable in their skin, you know, and they have a deep sense of love for both of us. It's more about our happiness than necessarily what the society expects. Of course, they want us to, you know, respect what the society wants as well, but not in the cost of like losing our, like being depressed or unhappiness or, you know, being like
the customs and respecting elders and the things that we have, our festivals and all, those are perfect. You know, there's nothing wrong in them. But sorry, but like my sister said, that growing up, if I wasn't interested in sports, my dad is a sporty guy. He liked football. You know, in the beginning when I said, "Dad, what do I play?" He said, "Play football." I like football. Try it out. After that, I didn't like it after a year. Then I said, "I want to go to table tennis." Go for it. You know, he encouraged me. Any game, whatever game it was, I shuffled around and he encouraged me fully, and till the point where I was like, I don't like games. I want to get into the creative. I want to do editing and, Photoshop. And he was like, go for it. And then I did classes. So I think it's very important for like parents not to instill their expectations of us, of themselves on us, because that really makes or breaks you. Yeah, some people have it in the genes and they'll do what the parents tell them to. Yeah, businessman's child will say, do it, do it, do it. And they will also become good businessman. But are you happy inside?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you, pressurized? What is it? Like, people like commit suicide because of this, because of the pressure to study. Even while studying, our parents told us, you can't fail. You need to do well. But you don't have to be a topper.
Yeah.
We got average grades and they didn't put pressure on us. They said, you can do better, that's fine, don't stress. But study hard. But don't stress about getting 95% or 90 or 80. Make sure that you've studied hard and you understood
you've done
what
your
it
best.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are gonna be sometimes. I'm gonna throw it out there. I don't know how you're gonna take it. Sometimes a lot of people are gonna say you're privileged. That's why you're saying it this way. You know, but what's your take on that?
Like personally, growing up, like I wasn't very inclined in studies, and I did have a tough time. But like he said, there was always this thing by parents saying that you must do well, in the sense your best at least. So I think in class 12, I tried my best. I got into a good college. So I don't think it's about being privileged. I think, it's more about finding what you're really passionate about. I think till a person is not, like, they don't wake up, like, excited to do what they're doing, you're going to, like, do different things till you figure it out. And however you apply yourself to those different things is very, I think, subjective. So personally for me, I'm like living at an ashram. There's no question of privilege. Like, it's I wash my own clothes, I mop, I sweep, everything. Hours of sadhana, lots of volunteering. So there's no question of like privilege, in these situations. Even for my brother, like
because
lots
so
of
many
hard
privileged families, they are suffering. Their kids are suffering because the pressure on them is like even 10 times more as well. So I think in this part, it's not got to do with privilege. Yeah, you need to be privileged to have understanding parents, and that is the real privilege there. That the parents should be understanding. But I've seen people with like really big families, businessmen, and they are stuck and binded by their family. They don't want to be thrown out of their family and left with nothing, and they will do anything to keep their family happy but themselves. So I don't find that privileged in that case, in this certain case. So I think it can be anyone. It can be anyone. I've seen people from very underprivileged families also in terms of monetary ways, or just, they have such understanding, loving parents who won't judge them, even if, they be from my community, the LGBT community, or just being able to do themselves. And I think that's what made me realize the privilege comes in having privileged parents who are understanding. That's the privilege for sure.
Understanding is something, parents listening to the kids. I believe that's the most important thing. Sometimes we tend to forget that.
That's it.
Right?
A lot of parents have no time to listen to the kids. They're so caught up in going to work, earning money, and just not there for the kids, I've realized. So it's not about being privileged, because I see both my kids have really had a hard life. He's literally shed tears when he's in Mumbai. He's running around doing his own work, living in scanty places, initial places, worked hard. She at the ashram. So there is, I don't believe, the privilege thing. They've really worked hard and given their 100%. Probably a tag name is a privilege thing or whatever, but that's not necessary.
And that is a privilege.
Maybe-
Of course, we
maybe
are
for
privileged to
people,
be. Yeah,
but-
no.
In fact,
We are privileged to be from the family that we
when
are.
I used to work in Nepal before I went to yoga for 3 years, having my second name was actually quite disturbing, because either people would give you a lot of like, oh wow, amazing, or they would have like judgments. You're a Rana, you're to like this, you're like that.
You were journalism, right?
Yeah, journalism. So it was there. Many times I would just change my second name, because I was like, I don't want people to look at me with a preconceived notion. So there's more than a privilege. It's actually, it's more. In
it
fact,
has its ups and
downs.
both.
Yeah.
Ups and downs. So definitely, we're privileged from the family we come. 97% of the population aren't as privileged as maybe 3% of the rest of the population are, and we are in the 3%.
Yeah.
So we are grateful and we acknowledge our privilege, but. What was the point?
We're
I
not
forgot.
bumming
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
We're not bumming
Working
around.
hard.
We're just sitting and living off our.
There are definitely people who hate us for our surname, and that is also there. And I understand why they hate us. I mean, not us, but I understand why they hate our lineage or our ancestors. But sometimes when they go directly on us and like attack us, then that part I'm like, oh, it's not our fault. But we also have to be mindful how to use our surname and not to try to use it to our advantage, but just live with it and try to set a different identity of yourself completely.
You pulled out a word called hate. How many? I'm gonna jump into this. Tackling the right now in this digital age. Back in the day when ma'am, you were here trying to get started with your art. People used to come up to you and maybe they used to tell you, right? Hey, this is not something that I don't like, or can we do it this way? Right? That's how it was, face to face, I believe. But now people can sit behind the computer and say whatever the hell they want at whatever time they want. And I'm sure you go through a lot of that every day.
Yeah, I do, for sure. I'm just so used to it by now, and I filter out comments that I don't want to see. Like certain
How
words.
do you do that? Wow.
Yeah, you can filter out about 100 words. So
on Instagram?
all different spellings of a certain word, I like guess it and I just type it down, and then they can't. I'm like, I need to censor these people, censor the hate.
Yeah.
It's because I've for 1-2 years I let the hate come. I wanted to see, I blocked those that were just obnoxious, because I wanted to see where's the constructive criticism coming. Some people have opinions with hate.
Yeah.
I will see, okay, they hate me because of this. I won't take it too hard, but I'll see, okay, maybe something I'm doing is wrong, and I've learned a lot through that. But then there's some who are just like hate you for being who you are, your personality, or being effeminate, or being gay. And I have no place for them. I just block them. And there were times I used to fight back, argue with them, but they seek so much pleasure. They're like, yay, this guy is, we're getting, they love the attention. So now I'm just like, you can't phase me.
Yeah. I believe, are you into meditation too?
I'm the only one in the family who isn't much into it, so I need to get it next.
That helps, right, Sunaina?
Of course, absolutely. I mean, for me personally, it's helped a lot. I was someone who was absolutely very restless and, lacked the focus and lots of thoughts, and I couldn't sit still. I had to keep moving. So definitely meditation, yoga has, what it does is it kind of enhances your other aspects of your system, not just the body-mind. So what it does is it lowers your body-mind and it enhances the life within you. So when that happens, your body-mind kind of like, it's more at ease. In the sense you sleep less, you can sit still longer, your thoughts are more or even stress for that matter. If there's, the way you address stress is more relaxed. Or you can combat stress in a better way. And there's so many more deeper things that happen.
What photo is this? Oh, this is Sadhguru. Ma'am, I'm sorry. You have to turn around a little bit. Sadhguru, and what is Sadhguru doing at the moment?
So basically,
that's you and Sadhguru,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
So this was in 2016 when I went for the Kailash Mansarovar pilgrimage with him. And the first week we went to the Annapurna site for a trek. So this isn't just one of the locations. He was just sitting and he was doing a process and we were just meditating behind him.
Lovely.
That's really nice. How is he as a person?
He's amazing. He's really funny. In fact, this time when I went for the yatra, I got more time to spend with him. All of us volunteers and participants. He's a very, very in tune with life. Very, very sharp. Very, very in tune with everything that's happening around him. Very childlike. Very joyful, and looking at everything with union. He's very inclusive in his approach, which is one of the most inspiring things that I've learned from him or from the foundation that he's started.
And that's really cool. I want to get back to the conversation that we were having about. You're talking about channelizing and being focused, right? That is so important in the 21st century, especially with us, who still have a few more tons of years to do tons of crazy things that we still do. Staying focused is something that is so hard at the moment because you have the world right here in your hands.
Yeah, absolutely.
So letting go of this or maybe taking a break from this is as important.
One thing which what drew me to Isha Foundation, to Sadhguru, is he says that you don't have to leave anything to get into spirituality or to get into yourself, to understand yourself better. You have to take out some time every day. It's like brushing your teeth every morning, So going inward or doing yoga meditation is just like that. Every day, you're going about your life, your job, your family. You're picking on so many impressions, be it the pollution or just anything, the food you eat. So when you're sitting down and you're closing your eyes, you're just unwinding, literally. You're just basically cleansing and aligning and just getting more stability and balance. Stability and balance is looked as a negative thing. Many people will be like, I don't need a guru. I'm a Booksama guru. I don't need balance. I don't need yoga meditation. It's not for me. Actually, the main problem I personally feel is it's not in our curriculum. In the education, we have biology, we have physics, we have mathematics, history. True. We don't have spiritual sciences. Like even when we graduate, we're taught to we know how to top our job, get the best, whatever, we know all that. But we don't know how to combat our stress or our emotions, or we have a breakup, we've crashed, we go heavily into smoking, drinking, or there's a lot of work pressure, we're exercising, going to the gym, but we still need other things to reduce our stress. So we haven't been taught that. So one essential part of, yoga meditation is just that, how to deal with your faculties, your emotions, your mind. There are, of course, deeper dimensions to spirituality. But the basic thing is just to understand, this piece of life better. How to, So I think that's definitely missing in the world, because of which if you look all around the world, there's so much chaos. Not like it's new. There's war and there's so much, countries of, it's just because we're not
bad to worse.
Yeah, just getting bad to worse, or better in between, but worse again. It's because we don't know how to just be. And that's personally from my own experience. I've seen, such a transformation in me. Of course, there's a long way to go. But the miracle, the magic of what going inward can do is unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable.
No shadow of a doubt on that. I would love to go ahead and follow some kind of routine. I have a solid routine at the moment in my life, but I definitely go ahead and want to add meditation to it. I'd love to do it, but again, it's people like me who say that I don't have time.
No, it's only just the flagship program with Isha is just 21 minutes. You know, initially it'd be 21 minutes, but when you do it, 21 minutes just flies. It's 5 minutes.
21 minutes you take to get ready also.
You know what I mean?
Just give 21 minutes in your life, in your day.
For your
own
well-being,
health.
And when you see everything is so enhanced, then automatically you'd want to do it. That's what Sadhguru says. You don't have to do hours and hours. You just do 21 minutes, 15 minutes a day, and that's it.
You do 21 minutes, ma'am?
More than
1
that.
hour.
1 hour.
Not meditation. I do hatha yoga.
Okay, all right, and every single day.
Yes.
Tell me something. How long does it take for somebody to put on makeup? Just give a basic timetable.
It depends on, probably 10 minutes.
10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So if you can do that, then most probably you can take out another 10,
So if I'm
21
saying
minutes.
makeup and just the whole
Outfit.
and everything, 21 minutes. So for our own well-being, nothing like it. Everyone should just do a little bit something for your own.
Now, let me switch to a completely different thing, all right? I am amazed at something, and I want your perspective on this, all right? Back in the day, I don't know how it was, but now, I don't know if I've said this before or not. One of my friend asked me, we were filming something along that line, and then she was like, oh, by the way, do you have cash on you? I was like, yeah, sure, I got cash. How much do you need? She goes 5,000. I gave her 5,000, and then she paid for her nails. All right, and I was shocked that it costs you 5,000 rupees to make nails. I would buy you I don't know, 50 nail polish that you can put every single day of your life, right? So right now we've come to that. I don't know how was it back in the day. How expensive was when it comes to makeup, when it comes to being a certain way, how expensive was it, or how was the scene?
I don't think it was that expensive. But now I see people are charging 30,000 and 25,000 and for makeup and hair.
You didn't have nails back then? I mean,
You talk about
parlors?
nails?
Yeah,
Yeah.
nails
Gel
and
nails.
just-
We didn't have gel nails back then. It
And
just
blow dry
happened
and all was
past
there.
5-6 years.
Yeah, so I'm amazed at the amount of money that, to be honest, a woman has to spend. I never realized it that way, but I was like,
I guess,
well, I don't spend money on anything except buying a face wash, and that's about it for me, you know. But it is expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
It is
And they go all out. You can see them all.
beauty
Even my
industry.
brides, when they come to me,
Yeah.
their attires are like over 3-4 lakh of rupees. A lot of theirs.
Yeah.
And I'm like amazed. Wow.
I want to touch a little bit on this. What's the scene like? What is the makeup scene like at the moment right now?
It's doing very. I mean, I see a
Yeah.
lot of new makeup artists in the market, and each of them are very talented.
Yeah.
And they know what they're doing because Nepal is full of talented people. So and now for us, when our times we used to go back to Mumbai and do our refresher course, these days everyone just switches on to YouTube and you can just do it there. Any layman can also do makeup now.
Yeah.
It's so easy. So it's very easy for the new generation to
I-
become an
uh-huh.
artist or to.
Are you teaching anybody? Do you want to go ahead and teach now?
No. I think it's now slowly. I will retire
Yeah.
because it's been 18 years.
Yeah.
But if people come to me, I'm very happy. Otherwise, I'm not going to push it too hard.
That's fantastic. You got to fit a few tips and pointers from mom as well.
Surprisingly, with makeup, I've found ways to do it myself. And everyone's like,
doesn't
wow, your
trust
mom's
me.
taught you. It's not, I don't trust you, but I'm so, like, these are things that I'm like, I don't want to ask
Genetic
anyone. I want to
flair.
do it. Yeah, I want
Yeah.
to do it myself. And I just learned myself.
And he's lived in Mumbai and he's been doing all these photo shoots.
Shoots.
So, probably he's
So
learned
by
it from
myself, learn. I told my mom to buy me what is right. She
Yeah.
bought me, and I said, now I'm going to learn myself.
Yeah, both of you guys studied in Rajasthan, if I'm
Yes.
perfect. Parakram, let's dive into this. Mumbai, the city of, what is it called? The city of
Dreams.
right? That's Mumbai, right? City
Yeah.
of dreams. Is it really?
It
City of
is.
dreams?
It is. I think so many of our dreams and so many things have been fulfilled, not only for me, but so many other Nepali people who've gone to Bombay from this industry, at least from the entertainment industry. I think it's a land of opportunities and city of dreams. It
Yeah.
is very tough to be there. I think the most tough city in India, but the best city because if you want to work, that's the city which will always keep you motivated and inspired to work. You also have no choice because you need to pay your rent and things like that. But it's always moving and buzzing. There's no relaxing there.
You worked in how many different sectors did you work in?
I worked in fashion. I mean, I tried films, but I wasn't interested in it as an AD. Assistant director, and then I went to fashion, and I've been now in the fashion lifestyle, this digital content creator section.
How was it? Being very honest, what was the scene like?
So I went excited. Fashion seems so stylish, but it was tough. Being assisting as a stylist was like a lot of hard work. Years and years of just like asking myself, do I want to do this? Is it worth all that? Like more than hard work, it was like just running around for things that sometimes were like, why? But I just pushed through, and I was like, no, this is all you need to learn. You are learning through this, and I just assisted for years, and then now I'm getting the things that I've wanted is coming. So I think it was all worth it. It's so important to work hard and struggle, and that's the only way you learn. Because some people are lucky, they get it, in the beginning, and they may be good and they'll do it. But just you value it way more if
Yeah.
you've struggled for a long
course
time.
also.
Yeah, the course I did at the end. But
What was this course?
this course was Vogue Fashion Certificate. It was in London. It was a 3 months fashion marketing course. So that's something I did at the end, before. After I finished everything, I was like, now I need to do a refresher course and just come back with more understanding of how it is in the global market. Because I was in India, I was like, I want to understand how it works in the international platform, and I didn't want to leave for too long because I was working in Bombay. I said 3 months will be just perfect, then I can come back and get back to work, and I'll just come back with so much more experience. So
Experience is the big thing at the moment.
Yeah.
Everybody is. See, I meet a lot of people every single day, and if you ask me, should I work or should I go to school? Should I work now when I'm young, when I'm in my early 20s? Should I go and work, or should I just go out and be in school, finish everything off, and then go and try to find a job? I tell everybody do both if you can. Sleep less and I don't know, try hatha yoga and then sleep less maybe, and then get things going. What's your take on this? What should people do generally?
For what?
Should you just go ahead and like gain the experience or go study?
I think both is very important. After studying, you need to gain experience. You
Yeah.
know, after studying, you need to work under a lot of people. So I think studying is also very important. Like in my field, in styling, there weren't many courses. So for me, it didn't make sense to do any course because it wasn't directly connected to styling. It was more with marketing. So for me, it made sense to assist for years. That was my education. But I think if you have a good solid foundation, a course where you can learn, it is important to go study. And after studying, you can't come back so confident that you'll straight away be a designer or
Yeah.
a stylist or the head. Then is the struggle. That's when you work hard and then you work your way up. Because with the education and the experiences, when you'll finally be able to be your best self.
Who all did you work with? Any big names that we know?
Yeah, there was Sushant Singh Rajput, there was Manisha Koirala, there was Richa Chadda, and a bunch of other actors.
Yeah.
I always forget when I'm asked.
How is it like working with big stars though? Working with stars that we've heard, like okay, like you just named a few, working with them. How is it? As in person?
I think in person, it is very comforting. We go and meet them in the comforts of their home and like choose outfits, and they are at ease. So it is very comforting. Where the main stress comes is when we are finally dressing them up and making sure everything is perfect for the pictures.
Yeah.
That is where the thing comes. But otherwise, actors are just so. I mean, when you meet them, you're like, yeah, they're just like any of us, and we just put them in a pedestal because we don't get to see them in real. We only see them in larger than life platforms. So they're super chill, and I've not had even one bad experience with any actor as a stylist. I may have had bad experiences with stylists I worked under, but it wasn't with any actors because they're very understanding and nice. And I think this is the age where you have to be humble if you want to make it through.
Yeah.
If you are arrogant, you're out. You can't. No one will respect you.
Yeah, so true about that. Staying humble it is a challenge sometimes, You want to be as grounded to your roots as you can, but sometimes when you're taken for granted or somebody just tries to use you and bloody abuse you, then you have to turn into an asshole.
For sure. They shouldn't take your kindness as your weakness. I think that's
No doubt. Today was I showing it to you earlier? No, I was showing it to Y. Pull out the Met Gala Kim Kardashian dress,
I
man.
just saw it today morning.
I was like...
It was disturbing. I mean, I'm into crazy fashion, but this is a little too much.
Google Met
I
Gala.
kind of liked it.
Google
There are a lot of people like
Very,
it.
What was it?
Met Gala.
it's quite epic.
Okay.
Balenciaga, I think she's...
I liked it, man. Being
Yeah, I
very
liked it
honest,
too.
I really liked it. More power. And then do 2021. This is she wore all white.
This is, this 2021.
Buddy. This is 2021, not
But she's
2017.
obviously going through a dark phase where
No,
she's...
this is basically Kanye West style.
Yeah,
She's using her
anyone.
ex-husband's
Just
style.
open anyone.
That was a look.
No, open
That's
the first,
Kanye,
the first
that's
one.
Kanye.
That's Kanye. And
They've
Oh,
edited it.
First,
The
buddy,
first one on
first.
the left, yeah, that's
there you
her,
go.
yeah.
Zoom in.
What is she, Batwoman or what?
she's just,
Ooh.
I would love that. Nobody
Yeah,
sees
no,
it.
open the zoom out and then open one with Kanye. Yeah, open the two. Duizana boko sani ho
Dude,
त्यो चाहिँ.
that I don't think is it? Were
Don't
they
you think-
together?
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
together.
I read that both of these guys are together. Go down. Yeah, there you go, man. This is cool.
So, what is this outfit all about? Especially this eye area.
This
She
is
does- where are the
Parakram.
eyes?
Kanye's got this new style where you cover your whole face up, and she's supporting him. Whatever he does becomes fashion. He's very good in the fashion segment. I think he's quite
Yeezys and a lot of other things that he has.
Yeezys and whatever he does. I mean, there's a cult following, and I like a lot of his work. But this looks a little dark, yeah. I mean, a little disturbing. I don't mind seeing their faces. I don't.
We like it, don't
yeah.
we? We like it.
It's cool. I get it. It's a little.
It's very original. I mean, in a way.
I mean, it is. I think
But
it
a little
is.
crazy.
It looks like what's that thing? Mannequin. And I'd want to see her face.
You like
I
it?
mean,
We've seen enough of her face. It's good she's coming.
yeah.
For a change.
Yeah, that's also true.
Everything is I'm sorry, you were saying?
No.
Everything is changing. Everything is changing so fast. There are a couple of things that I like is back in the day when I looked at my father's pictures, the pants were a little bit longer. They were pulled a little bit above, higher, and they had I believe Akshay Kumar is coming out with a new movie called Bell Button or what is it?
Bell-Bottoms.
Bell Bottoms.
Yes.
There you go. That happened, and then there are a few things that my father used to wear that now I tend to wear because it's coming back.
Yeah.
Coming back.
Every 20 years, they say, fashion
What happens?
Surfaces, hai na?
Yeah, there's a cycle of fashion every 20 years that they.
Hold on, educate us on
No,
this.
they say that what was it, like now the 2000s fashion is back, which is very kane and like hip hop, like colorful, loose, athleisure kind of clothes, body clothes, which was very 2000s. So that is back, and it's just the cycle keeps coming. That's what they say. But yeah, fashion gets recycled because how much can you create? That's what they're creating. What Kanye West is creating now. That's all he's left with. So you need to take reference from the past and get inspired, I guess.
Body open Backstreet Boys, aren't they the 2000s man?
Are they?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you like? What kind of music did you listen to when you were
A lot of pop.
Yeah, like?
In the 80s, what were those?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, of course, Michael Jackson. I don't know if it was Madonna pop. I used to
Yeah.
listen to a lot
Yeah.
of Madonna, Michael Jackson, and who are those people?
A lot of Hindi songs also, nice ones.
Hindi,
classic.
of course.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
loved Hindi songs.
Yeah.
The Mithun days. We were in those Mithun.
What?
Shri
Mithun?
Shri Devi Mithun days. I'm ancient.
Yeah.
So you know how it is.
Mithun days.
Disco dancer.
I haven't heard.
Yeah.
Pull up Disco
would have
Dancer.
been
Forget about
you
Backstreet
guys
Boys.
would have been born.
Yeah. No, that is iconic disco dance.
That was iconic, and I was probably 10 years old then.
Disco Dancer. Hold on. Mithun.
He's
Yeah.
dancing like this.
Oh,
Ah, that's the
check
one. That's the
that
song.
out. No,
I
I,
think
want to
that's
see what he's wearing.
Song.
Like it's like Michael Jackson.
It's like he's ready for the Met.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
Pretty cool, huh? Though.
This is the Michael
Very
Jackson
good.
days. They
Yeah.
all used to
Yeah,
wear
yeah,
this.
Go back. Go on the boots, buddy. I don't understand the shoes. By the way, back in the day,
Ooh, they're
with the
good
toloko maza
Oh,
hota.
there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't understand these shoes though. I never
I think
understood
they're
these.
pretty cool
Probably
though.
was
This
some
is like
dancer in
Mike
this
Jagger
movie.
and all of these.
Yeah, yeah.
The whole rock and roll also. They
It was
also
a lot
wear
of
something
I love
like
this because it makes it look taller, so I think it's a win-win.
Oh
This
yeah.
guy was a legend
True.
in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
everyone
what
loved
else?
him.
What else?
So as in these guys, these
Mithun.
English
Who
George
else?
Michael, and I don't know all these. I was in my teens that time.
Yeah.
So we were all crazy pin-up posters, pin-up posters all over our rooms and
A bit
everything.
closer to you.
No, it's good. You're good. Who else was there at that time? Govinda was around the same
Govinda
time.
was in the
and
90s, I think.
90s.
With
Or
Karishma
late
Kapoor.
80s, 90s.
That was when we were obsessed with
They were the
Govinda,
Govinda days in their childhood.
Karishma.
We used to like
We were so influenced by Bollywood, like all of us in Nepal. I
Yeah.
guess. The TV, everything, we used to come from India only. So we only had Indian channels, and there was like one Nepali channel, Nepal television.
Yeah,
At least
yeah.
while we were growing up. So
You remember that?
yeah, that one channel. So and then after a point, then everything was dubbed in Hindi also. So
Yeah.
then I guess that's how we started learning Hindi as well. So yeah, we were obsessed, with Bollywood songs.
I remember, man. I remember watching Terminator at one point, the first Terminator, and then Arnold talking in Hindi was like, wow, wow,
You should
crazy
dub it.
things happening. Yeah, no, but when you look back, so these things are coming back. That's what you're trying
Yeah.
to tell me. So what Mithun was wearing is definitely going to come back after a
Oh,
certain
yeah.
time.
I mean, you'll see a lot of outfits like this in the Met Gala. In fact.
Yeah, true. I saw somebody in full red. I don't know who that person was.
Oh yeah, Maluma.
I don't know whoever that
Versace.
was. I don't know whoever that was. But again, I like the tight pants that's come out, the skinny jeans that's come out. I believe that was back in the day, I don't know, 90s. People used to wear that, and now it's coming back. And tons of things are coming back. That's really
Yeah.
And
cool.
the flare jeans have come
Yeah,
back again.
bell bottoms.
boyfriend
yeah.
jeans.
Bell bottoms,
Boyfriend
yeah.
jeans.
Hold on, what the hell is that?
You know?
It's the ones
what
that
I'm
she's wearing.
wearing.
Basically
Loose
loose,
and comfy.
like loose jeans, which women are wearing. and
Google
guys-
boyfriend jeans.
Yeah.
I want to know what the hell that is.
That was
High-waisted,
which
high-waisted
90s?
boyfriend jeans.
Was
Yeah,
it
no,
90s?
this isn't high waisted.
But I think
but
that's
high
the
waisted
one
also.
that's really in fashion.
Which time does these jeans come from? 80s? No, 90s.
It was
In the 90s.
I'm not too sure. I'm
Beginning.
not.
Yeah.
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 It comes and goes. 70s
Yeah,
also
you used
there
to wear
were.
that when you guys used to
Yeah,
go
when-
riding and stuff.
Not writing on a
Yeah,
normal
those-
basis.
This is, what's this called?
These
Boyfriend
loose
jeans.
boyfriend jeans.
That's the one. Exactly.
Yeah,
The
the
high-waisted
high-waisted ones,
boyfriend
yeah.
jeans.
You
Very
wore
comfortable.
boyfriend jeans?
In
You
the
had boyfriend
90s, yeah. When we were like in our 20s, early 20s, this was in fashion.
Yeah?
Literally, 80, when-
Loose and flared, yeah.
late 80s, 90s. It's all coming back. I still have a lot of my clothes in one cupboard and I pull them out. I'm saying, my God, I wore it when I was in my 20s and I
Yeah.
wear them. Of course, it doesn't fit me. I was way too thin then. But she doesn't wear them too. So, but it's there in the cupboard. I haven't discarded them.
One thing that I don't understand is everything has become so expensive. I don't know if somebody okay, I'm so dumb with these things, right? Somebody told me there was a t-shirt that was sold for like, I don't know, $2,000-$3,000 and it had just written something. That's about it. Just one line and then it was
Yeah.
by a super fancy famous.
It must be a luxury brand, right?
Yeah.
So that is the business of luxury, the
Yeah.
quality and stuff like
Yeah.
that. That's
Probably the brand name.
But
Louis
but nowadays, because athleisure is back, so it's like a loose T-shirt. It looks like a very loose T-shirt which you would just wear home and sleep with maybe Balenciaga written, and that is $2,000. So yeah, that's what the luxury has become, very casual. Luxury brands, because that's what's happening right now, and yeah, people are finding it hard to digest. But I'm still dreaming about it. So
No, for me personally, I don't understand it. I'm looking at, okay, this thing is $3,000. Imagine with $3,000 the things that I could do for a
Yeah.
lot of people.
For
But
sure.
I tend to go ahead and choose to buy a $3,000 T-shirt, which I don't even know I'm gonna wear it ever in my life. No,
Except
if
once.
I'm that privileged, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm just like I'm not understanding that part of fashion. Let's say that somebody sent it to me. I don't know. It was a meme or something like that, where a jeans was like, I don't know, $200-300, but it was like half torn, not torn. What do you call it? There was literally nothing left on the jeans. It was
okay, it was fully cut out.
yeah, and then it's like $200-300, and I'm like, I don't understand what the hell that is.
Yeah. Fashion is now, I think it's all about the branding and,
Yeah.
how you brand it.
Yeah.
Because first it was like the bags and all, they last long, but these T-shirts and all doesn't make sense. I get it. But yeah, I don't know.
I believe we wanted to talk about this thing called fast fashion as well. What the hell is that?
No, fast fashion is basically any brand, most of the brands actually, that makes a lot of clothes made for really cheap and mass produces it all around the world. So that is what fast fashion is. It's not good for the environment. So lately, a lot of flack has been going on. People have been speaking up, and these brands seem to be now slowly making sure that they get more ethical.
Yeah.
Because people want answers, and they need to give answers. So yeah, I think I'm liking the pressure given by people.
That's good. Now, again, everything is so calmed down when it comes to you, right? What do you guys do when you're there? Like, what kind of clothes do you wear, or is it something specific, or what's the lifestyle that you've chosen now?
So the clothes that they recommend is that you just wear till here, sleeves and full length. But you can wear basically kurtas. They recommend 100% cotton or silk, or something more organic, which will not cause harm to the body. So I like cotton, 100% cotton, and there we just wear kurtas.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to arts of living as well, you were part of that as well. If with Sri Ravi Shankar as well, a little bit.
Not really.
Not really.
Usually, what happens is when you're searching,
Yeah.
People will go to different programs, gurus, different processes, initiations. But once you click with one, then
Yeah.
you just stick to one.
Okay.
Just because you want to go deeper into it. If you mix too much, then it's like you don't really go anywhere.
A lot of people are confused, A lot of people, being very honest with you, who do I listen to? Being very honest, there's so many gurus, there's so many people trying to go ahead and tell you, okay, follow me, and I'm gonna take you to the path of enlightenment. Follow me, and I'm gonna make sure that I teach you X, Y, Z. So a lot of people are so confused about who should they pick.
I think it's literally whoever you connect with. Like, for many, if you just don't even want anybody and you want to, figure it out, that's okay. But it's easier and faster with, obviously, someone who's been there already and who can guide you.
Yeah.
Just like, if you want to study something, you go to your mentor, you go to your teacher, who'll support you. So same thing with spirituality. Having a guru is actually a boon, because the process is much more quicker and there's guidance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's whoever you connect with, So many people connect with Sadhguru, so many will connect with Sri Ravi Shankar, somebody with Sri M, somebody with Buddha, Dalai Lama, or like the gurus who are not alive anymore. So it's really it really depends on you. There's no one set way.
But you have to, let's say you have to pick a certain norm then to go ahead and have a spiritual side. Do you have to?
Not necessary. It for me personally, I've taken this very seriously, and seriously in the sense not in a serious way, but in a very committed, focused way.
Yeah.
So for that, for me, Sadhguru is and his teachings and his practices have really, I resonate with them. So I have seen how spending a lot of time at the yoga center, because it's a very energized, charged space with a lot of powerful, consecrated, spaces. So that itself is such a push. I can see the difference when I'm there and when I'm out for my practices and stuff. It's way more faster there. It's actually not calm. It's like you're always on a roller coaster ride. In terms of our routine, it's the same pretty much every day.
Yeah.
But what's happening internally, within ourselves with our practices. It's like crazy. Every day it's different. It's actually pretty intense. And even the work pressure, the foundation is doing a lot of work for like the environment or for education and a lot of other things. So we're very consumed by that as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like if a person wants to deepen their practices and wants to make their spiritual growth like a priority, in a way, like top priority, then going to an ashram, spending most of the time there, doing practices there is needed, is important. But if a person wants to be out, have a job, have family, children, and want an element of spirituality, then that's not needed. Then it's important to get a proper initiation. Like what's happening now is there's a lot of yoga studio yoga going all over the world, which is catering to just the physical part of yoga, of the body, I mean, which is, just to get more flexible, to have more glowy skin and to, feel more calm, or, but if you really want if the yoga has to be alive, when I say alive, it should you should have transformations within you. Like, for example, if a human...
What kind of transformation?
For example, if a person has, let's say, Coca-Cola, Fanta addiction, let's say, okay, they just are stuck with it. They're doing the yoga, but that's not really getting kicked off. Like, you're still stuck. So when I say the yoga should be alive, things you should transform. Like, if you have a habit of like overthinking, it should reduce. Or if you have anger issues, it should reduce. Or if you these are just like physical things.
Yeah.
But even like spiritual things, like spirituality is not necessarily to do with the body mind. So if you want to go deeper, so even in that level, if growth is not happening, then the yoga is it's not alive. So that's why it's very important that the yoga that you get initiated into is alive. It's come from a source, like, which is classical, which is like, it's not just studio yoga. I'm not dissing studio yoga, but
nowadays people are only focusing on the yoga as an exercise, it's all about,
for that they could go do Pilates, they could do tennis, they could go trekking. But yoga is like, it's a spiritual thing.
Body and mind.
Yeah, it's to tap into deeper dimensions of who you are, not just the body mind. So that unfortunately is not really exposed enough all over the world. It's happening. That's one of the reasons Sadhguru started this Isha Hatha Yoga school. Because when he went to America, he saw how teachers were teaching. They're in advanced postures, but they're talking to students.
Yeah.
They're touching students. It's not taught the way it should be taught. The way it was taught like thousands of years ago by yogis, by rishi munis, by by gurus and stuff. So that classical, traditional, spiritual knowledge which India and Nepal has, which we were proud of many years ago, before the British came and it's become all westernized. That's what we are trying to keep alive and like spread, not as a cult, not as a religion.
Who's the guy who is in the US and who got into a lot of controversy later on in his life?
Osho?
No, was
Bikram yoga.
Oh yeah,
Bikram yoga.
Bikram yoga. Google that guy. Hot yoga.
Yeah.
I believe
He's
he
quite
made sure that he cranked up the...
That's very wrong, by the way.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because what happens is over a period of time,
Okay.
your bones get very, very, what is it called? Dense, weak.
What?
Yeah. Brittle.
Brittle.
Yeah, that's the word. There was actually a person in my class, my batch, who did Bikram yoga very long. She couldn't, her body just gave way in 2 months within the training because of
What?
years and years of hot yoga.
A lot of people did this back in the 80s or the 90s whenever he
Yeah,
was... Oh, there you go. This is the guy.
Yeah.
Zoom in.
Come on.
Zoom in. Yeah, there you go. That was the thing. I watched a whole documentary on this and I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit.
So that's what's happening.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
there you go. That's him touching and I don't know, all the things that he does.
I know. So that's what, unfortunately, because of, I don't want to criticize him, but because of this kind of approach, a lot of people are fearful of gurus or yoga, yoga teachers, ashram, even like wild country, the way
of
things
course.
are portrayed. So one thing is that you have to have your own experiential shift, because of which you will stick to it and you will commit to it. You know what I mean? Because it's important not to get influenced by what's happening in the media fully. Read what they're saying, watch, research, but then still give it a shot on your own if you're really seeking.
Yeah.
Because don't shut it out completely, because there's genuine stuff happening too. For sure, at least for me at the foundation. It's a genuine foundation. There's genuine work happening. There's a lot of beautiful stuff happening at the foundation, which I've never seen anywhere. The way they approach life, the way they approach other human beings, the way they look at how they want to contribute to humanity, consciousness, environment. It's a very long-term way of looking at things. What will happen to children, our children 20 years from now? Will there be enough water? What's happening to the soil? What's happening to our consciousness? So it's very, the vision is it's vast and it's deep. So I'd say that yes, there's a lot of negative stuff happening as well. People are using yoga spirituality for negativity, to get money, to exploit people. But do your research, find someone genuine and give it a shot for sure.
Where do you start off from? That's the thing. Maybe you can open YouTube and then go ahead and start off somewhere, or you have to go ahead and be a part of something.
Not necessarily. Like for me, my spiritual growth started like growing up, going to temples, reading Hanuman Chalisa, my mom, my parents' influence, grandparents, aunt and all. So there was always a little bit of seeking, reading, Speaking Tree in the Times of India when I was in school.
Yeah.
I would try and read it every other day. Now, I wouldn't understand it enough to go and have a conversation about it, but there was something to it. And then when I was in university in Bombay, I experimented with psychedelics, which also opened me up to like, just life. I was like, when I'm on it, like everything looks so enhanced, the way I'm thinking, everything is so deep. When I'm off it, then everything, So that's where a lot of it also opened up. Not everybody has to, again, go through psychedelics. But then after that, then, someone gave me a book. I read a book. I watched a video. I met a lot of people on it, be it like, different kind of people. So I think it happens organically. I think, like even Sadhguru says, when the pain of ignorance becomes a scream, then, a guru or a spirituality or something will come up, from the universe. So I believe in that. I believe like when you're really seeking for answers, somewhere or the other will come. You can't force it. When I finished teacher training, I was like, what happened for me was so huge, so vast.
Yeah.
I must share it with my family and friends. So I came out and I started forcing people. You must. But then I realized that that's not how it happens.
It has to come from within.
It has to come from within. Of course, education plays a huge role. If that's not happening, how it will happen is like this, organically, when it gets to, like, you can't force it.
Well, time will tell if I'm going to get into it or not. How to stay confident. That is one thing that we should learn. One of the most important thing is, Parakram, I wanted to talk to you about this, is a lot of people, again, we touched bases on this earlier, a lot of people want to go ahead and start something on social media. They just don't know how or where to initiate that. What's your take on this?
I think anyone can do it. I think if you want to get onto it, just go to TikTok. Instagram isn't too easy to grow on, but go to YouTube.
Instagram is a bloody marathon.
Yeah. Instagram is tough. It's difficult to grow because with pictures, how much can you do? But if you're really talented and you're going to make video content, that will do well in Instagram too. I think just go ahead and post as much as you can, because people are willing to watch, and now with the connectivity, so many people are connected in the country in small remote places. I went to a remote village with no electricity, and people knew who I was because they have phones, they charge it through solar panels, and they have NTC, which works slowly, but it works. So people are connected all over the country, and I think it's the perfect time, it's a golden time to use this opportunity to grow in social media if you want to. So just go ahead and start. It's never too late. It may be later, but it's not right now.
Yeah. That initial push, like what kind of content do I throw out?
Yeah.
What content would work? Right now, I think a lot of people are struggling with that.
Yeah.
Like, what do I do that is going to, forget about going viral, that is next level.
Yeah.
Right? What kind of content do I throw out? Like, that is so tough for people to figure out.
Yeah.
Even on TikTok, I know a lot of people who've come to this podcast who are super famous. Super famous. Like, they've spent their whole life working on their art, but they're like, why don't you start, when I tell them why don't you start TikTok, they're like, I don't know what to do on TikTok. Or maybe you go ahead and start your Instagram, then they don't know, will I be able to go ahead and start Instagram? It doesn't matter what age you are. So what should people start off with? What is the easiest thing to do?
So I think you start off with being yourself and experimenting. Like when I started TikTok, I don't know I didn't know how to dance. I don't know how to sing. I'm like, what will I do TikTok? Maybe comedy content. But then, you just, the thing is that the beauty of social media is they tell you what is trending and what's the trend. So follow those trends and see what suits you. It took me like trial and error for about like the first 100 videos on TikTok to realize what my niche is and what people like. And then I started working on them and what people don't like. So it doesn't come easily, but just get going and start start seeing what people say about it, and it
You mean read the comments?
Read the comments and delete the hate.
Oh man, I wish people learned how to go ahead and do that. Especially right now, everybody needs to understand, which is something that I wanted to say to everybody, is it's a marathon. Social media is a marathon. Nothing is a sprint.
Yeah.
And people get bogged down so easily at the moment right now.
For sure.
Even when you're starting something off. And looking at you, there's a lot of energy which I think people can grasp, because it's all about energy, right? It's all about positivity, because if I want to spend my time with somebody, I'd rather spend my time with watching something that's going to give me positive vibes, or spending time with somebody who's got a same alignment as my wavelength, my energy. You know,
or learning something you don't know from somebody who knows,
Yeah.
right? That kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Gaining knowledge.
Yeah, gaining knowledge.
You know, and right now we're kind of forgetting that. A lot of people are kind of forgetting that. Like we spend a lot of time doing things that, you know, we're just wasting time. Sometimes we're wasting a lot of time as well. I just want everybody to understand that, or everybody to go ahead and grasp this, that we have very limited time in this world. And what are you going to go ahead and do to be as productive as you can? You know, and I believe meditation is definitely going to help, and getting to know yourself is definitely going to help.
I mean, I think spending time with yourself, initially it's difficult because we're not used to that, right? We're always doing different things. So that initial challenge is what we have to break through, right? But once that happens, it's very intoxicating to be with yourself. I know this sounds really like whatever, but like
elaborate on this.
Like, you know, a lot of my friends and family ask me, how come you got into this? Like, you were so chak-chake and, you know, this, that. It's just like, you get so stoned and so drunk by your own nature. It's crazy. And the deeper you go, it's like, it's so sweet. The nature, whatever inner thing within you is so sweet. That's one reason, like, you know, people can sit and do like hours and hours, and then, you know, so.
Yeah, I think it's so important to be able to be by yourself, and that's the most difficult part. You know,
So that initial thing, once you, whatever, you know, you crack it, that discipline, like you don't want to wake up in the morning and do a practice or whatever, or, you know, same way you approach like the gym or whatever, you know, you just have to bring that, and then it's too sweet. You can.
I believe it's discipline. You have to give yourself a certain, okay, these are the things that I am going to do regardless of whatever happens throughout my day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I believe that is something that we tend to, as human beings, we tend to lack that.
Yeah.
You know, if you put yourself, I think about it this way. Back in the day, there's some kind of stimulant that we need, right? Back in the day, we got up when the sun rose, and we finished all our work when the sun set, right? Now we have a lot of stimulants like tea, coffee, or a lot of things that's going to keep us going, keep pushing us for as long as we want.
Yeah.
Now we can go with 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours of sleep, and we can still work. If trust me, if I had a choice to go ahead and do things, I could do things for almost 20 hours a day. You know, things that I need to do, they're never going to finish. But I also have to go ahead and tell myself that, all right, buddy, you need to just take a few hours off for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which sometimes we tend to forget because we have so many things that we can do.
But, you know, sorry to cut you. If you look at like one of the things I was doing was like I was Googling or I was researching all of these very influential or very famous people in the world who made an impact in different fields.
Yeah.
All politics, art, music, whatever, you know. And one thing in common in all of them is they all take out some time for meditation, yoga. You'd be surprised. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, like, you know, and they really like it's changed them, and they really market it, you know. Be it Bill Gates, okay, he's not the best example right now, but like, you know, be it even Kris Jenner, you know, let's say, you know, Angelina Jolie. I don't know, but you know, like they don't have a guru necessarily, but like they take out time for themselves. Because it really, over a period of time, what happens is that, you know, right now we're young, we can take it.
Yeah.
But as the body gets older and older, you know, you would have wished that you took out time, because that kind of helps you go forward in terms of.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I've come to realize that now in my 30s. You know, in my 20s, I never realized it that
because we have so much energy, gifted, whatever, born with it.
Now I've come to realize that, okay, I have to take out certain time aside for myself, for the things that I want to do. For let's say it can be yoga, it can be meditation, it can be just time with myself. You know, that I believe everybody should go ahead and take out some time for themselves.
Yeah.
In this crazy world.
Yeah.
Parakram,
slowly.
What's your take? What kind of time are you taking out for yourself?
I think let him reach his 30s, then he.
Yeah, because I've tried, you know, and I'm like, oh my God, I know, I am aware that I need to work on, you know, meditation, yoga, things like that. But for now, I'm working out.
You're
and
in your 20s,
exercising.
right?
Yeah, so giving him 3 more years.
Yeah, 3 more years.
But he's personally, whatever he's done, he's very sensitive. Like, in terms of when he's doing the practice or whatever he's come to the ashram, he's very sensitive and perceptive. So I think it's a matter of time. Again, you can't force it.
How is it in the after the 30s? Let me just point it out.
I mean, I think I started all this when I was 46.
Uh-huh.
So, but thanks to her.
How has it been for you?
How has it been?
Much
After the
calmer.
30s?
There's a lot of awareness in me,
Mm-hmm.
and I think before I do things. Everything was very hasty, and everything was done in a rush
Impulsive.
Yeah.
and impulsive, as you said. But of course, this happened. I mean, I am still a little impulsive, but this has calmed me down for sure.
How is it having such amazing kids?
I know. In fact, I'm listening to them today, and I'm very amazed, and I'm very fortunate, and thank the universe and Lord, because I've never been in an interview with both my kids. Thanks to you,
Thanks,
Sanjay.
Anna.
You're welcome.
It's the first time, and I'm listening to them, and I'm really proud.
Yeah,
I'm at loss of words, so I don't know what to say. For a change, I'm not doing the talking, and I'm loving listening to them.
That's really amazing. I'm really happy that you're here, and we spoke in the morning as well about a few other things.
I mean, as I said, that was the impulsive part.
How is it at home, by the way? How is it at home? We've seen snippets of it on your blog and on your TikTok. How is it at home?
I think
All of
everyone's
us
doing their
together.
own things. Everyone's in their own rooms
Yeah.
and doing their own things.
Yeah.
It's only when it's time for TikTok, then we all get together.
No, come on. No, so the thing is, after 18 years, Paru and I have been together in Nepal for 1 year. Otherwise, only 1 month, a few days. So it was amazing bonding with him,
Yeah.
bonding with my family.
Oh,
Just
that
learned so much, from him, his discipline, his focus, and
And
his
vice versa.
perseverance. And just I learned a lot coming into social media also with both their supports. And I think for me, I picked a lot of observed a lot of their qualities and tried to imbibe it and try and apply it myself. I enjoyed it a lot being home together last year, 2020.
Yeah.
COVID kind of brought everybody together.
Yeah,
didn't it?
that was the
For sure.
positive.
Yeah.
That is
For
the good
sure.
side of it.
Yeah, good side of it for sure. Otherwise, we would never do it, right?
Yeah. I would have never
Because
had a
he would
chance
be
to
in
come to
Mumbai,
Nepal
she would be at the Isha Foundation, and it would not have been possible.
for us to reunite. Yeah.
Think about it. Would you have come over to Kathmandu and to give it a shot on all the things that you're doing at the moment?
No.
No.
Because for me it was Bombay. I was still I'm growing there, and I want to really grow before I think of coming back to Nepal.
Yeah.
So coming back was not an option for me. In fact, coming for a break also to Nepal, I was like, I can't come for long. I mean, I'm working there. I can't take breaks. I need to be in India. I can't just come back home and relax, because I didn't have a base here also. To start from scratch was something I didn't want to do. So yeah, this lockdown, thanks to the lockdown, I mean, we all had a chance to start from scratch, I guess. And
Well, I got a podcast now. Thank you, COVID. No, when you think about how is it working here?
It is quite good. Easier for me.
Yeah.
Because here I made a mark so fast with my social media. It went viral, everything. It blew up. So work has been coming. So it has been okay, way easier for sure. But also there are parts where people can be more unprofessional than in India. So that part is a little annoying. But as a whole, it is comfortable here. And I don't want to be comfortable for too long. So I really want to go back to Bombay and get back to my struggles, which I enjoy.
Get back to Bombay. What do you want to do, Sunaina? What's the future like? Where do you want to teach? Do you want to do something in Kathmandu, in Nepal itself?
So that's obviously one of the things I can do with my teacher training course.
Yeah.
We can open a studio, we can start teaching and stuff like that. But I've chosen not to do that. So my plan is to basically go deeper into the path and to hopefully go deeper into trying being a yogi. You don't say it like that, but I want to definitely go very deep into the path. And side by side, teach and also just take spirituality to the world. Do my bit. Right now, I'm still in the, it's been 6 years, but 6 years, if you want to go deeply into the path, is very less. But a lot has happened. So, I want to support the foundation, volunteer there and, make spirituality the norm, hopefully in the next coming 20, 25 years, the importance of consciousness, try to create a conscious planet. And there's a lot of work happening at the foundation where that is being stressed. It's an international campaign. A lot of things are happening. So be a part of that, support that, and simultaneously work on my growth, my balance, and my spiritual enhancement and share it with people. So that's what I want to do.
This is so awesome. Now I know a different Sunaina. This is so awesome. I'm really happy for your future. And again, I'd definitely swing by, and I'll definitely try to come to the foundation.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
And let's see what all the things that I'm going to end up doing as well. Mom, it was a pleasure having you over.
My pleasure. Getting me here with my 2 kids. It was really nice. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed listening to them.
Well, that's good, and then everybody's going to enjoy listening to them as well. Parakram, what are the other things that you definitely want to pursue here or in Bombay now?
So in Bombay, the thing is the same.
Is it called Bombay or Mumbai?
Anything. The thing is, I was at such a time where it was already Mumbai, so I'm not too sensitive.
Yeah.
People who were there in the Bombay times, they're like, it's Bombay.
Yeah.
Bombay is a feeling, but Bombay is more easier to say. I think it comes in a flow. Bombay than Mumbai. So but definitely what I'm doing here, which I was doing in Bombay, I want to grow there now, because in India you have a bigger platform, bigger brands, you can be connected globally, and I just want to go global. Let's hope.
I want to end with this. A lot of people here want to go out and try out in other countries too.
Yeah.
What do you want to say to everybody?
For sure. Look, the thing is that we can, as much as people say, no, be in a country, support your country, but is the government doing it back to us? No. I mean, it is so difficult to grow in this country. You have so much more opportunities all around the world. Yeah. So why, if a person is talented and can do so much more than the country will let you do, why not go abroad? So if I think you're going to go and make a mark and make your country proud abroad, that will also be great. We can't sacrifice our things for Nepal just because, it's our country. The economy is so messed up, everything's bad, there are no opportunities. Why should we suffer? We are anyways suffering in many ways. Why should we suffer because of this? So I think if you have the talent and you have the ability to do really well and go abroad, get opportunities, and then give back to your country.
Run free, man.
Run free.
It was a pleasure having the whole family here. Dad's missing, so again, Dad, thank you for watching, Dad. I'm gonna say that. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much, Mom.
Thank you.
Thank you
Once
so
again,
much.
I have eye infection. That's why I'm wearing glasses. Make this clear.
I'm gonna put on the glasses too. I love you. Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for having us, Sanjay.
This was really fun. This was really nice. Here we go.
If you love what we are doing, make sure that you subscribe and turn on notification.
This program is brought to you by Vyas Studios.